President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, made a statement on the rampant spread of coronavirus in the world. Kazakh citizens spend 700 billion tenge on online shopping. Find out about popular purchases in the news program. Kazakhstan is on the eve of Gratitude Day. Stay tuned to find out how it is celebrated in the country. Nauryz spring holiday is proposed to be celebrated for 9 days in Kazakhstan. Each day of the holiday will have its semantic title.
President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, has made a statement on coronavirus in his Twitter account. He said that the spread of coronavirus is rampant worldwide. The government is instructed to take comprehensive measures to protect the health of Kazakh citizens without prejudice to activities of state institutions and business entities, he added. The rapidly spreading virus has affected more than 48 countries. The list of these states is growing every day. Brazil has confirmed the first coronavirus case in Latin America. Doctors have diagnosed an old man in São Paulo who recently returned from Lombardy region in Italy. Moreover, other 20 people who visited Italy are considered to be infected with COVID-19. Currently, pharmacies are preparing to the growing demand on gloves and medical masks. Saudi Arabian authorities have decided to temporarily close the entry to Mecca and Medina for Muslim pilgrims due to the coronavirus epidemic. This has been declared by representatives of the country's foreign ministry. They added that the entry will be suspended for tourism visa holders from the countries with reported coronavirus infections. Meanwhile, Chinese doctors report that the number of COVID-19 cases is gradually decreasing in the country. Nearly 30,000 infected residents of China have been released from hospitals. Plants and factories are opened throughout the state. The transport connection is activated.
Coronavirus has resulted in a significant negative impact on the global economy. Business people around the world are suffering enormous losses. The most affected economy from the COVID-19 is the second largest economy of the world. China's losses in the first quarter of 2020 amounted to more than 143 billion US dollars. Meanwhile, Kyrgyzstan is taking measures to minimize the economic risks of entrepreneurs. Although the interstate border is closed at the moment, issues regarding the movement of citizens between the two countries are already being discussed, given the fact that there are many Chinese specialists involved in almost all large-scale projects implemented in Kyrgyzstan. We are trying to provide objective and truthful information for the public in Kyrgyzstan. Chinese citizens are coming back for the implementation of major projects. For example, this includes the North-South Highway, whereby the construction takes time. There are other projects as well related to irrigation and clean drinking water. Kazakhstan plans to become the key exporter of industrial oil and fat products to Central Asian countries by 2025. For this purpose, Kazakh companies increase production volumes, modernize its enterprises, and use advanced technologies for processing raw materials. President of Kazakhstan's Association of Oil and Fat Union, Konstantin Nevzorov, said that nearly 450 are produced every year. Our enterprises have proved that they manufacture products that are high quality. The production meets world standards. Our producers in Kazakhstan have the latest technologies of making mayonnaise and margarine without using trans fatty acids. President of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan called 2018 as a year of breakthrough in development of trade and economic cooperation. Trade value between the countries is expected to increase to 5 billion US dollars this year, comparing to 3 billion US dollars in 2018. Uzbekistan is one of the major markets for Kazakhstan's industrial oil and fat products. There is a greater demand for oil and fat products in Uzbekistan. For example, 14 liters of refined oil are consumed per capita, while only 9 liters are consumed in Kazakhstan. Taking into account the entire number of population, it is obvious that the country needs this volume to provide the domestic market. More than 1,000 types of goods that will substitute imports have been identified in Kazakhstan. 180 companies plan to implement projects that are aimed at supplying the domestic market with local products. Sovereign wealth fund Samruk Kazina has concluded agreements worth about 35 billion tenge with a number of companies. 27 agreements on creation of new enterprises have been approved. Investments amount to nearly 915 billion tenge. As a result, Kazakhstan's share in the fund's procurement reaches 60%. Kazakh Prime Minister Askar Mamin attended a forum on supporting domestic producers. The stable growth of national economy is closely related to domestic production and industry. The close cooperation among small and medium-sized businesses is also important. More than 200 of small and medium-sized companies take part in the forum. Thus, the dialogue between national companies and domestic producers has been established. More Kazakh citizens prefer to shop online. According to experts, shoppers in Kazakhstan spent over 700 billion tenge on 40.5 million different products in 2019. The purchases were spent mainly on gadgets, home appliances, clothing and cosmetics, where they buy the products online. The shoppers prefer to buy from local online stores. There are more than 2,000 local online shops in Kazakhstan. Meanwhile, the Kazakh Ministry of Trade and Integration formed a pool of gold suppliers membership status to attract foreign customers who live outside of the country. The sellers who are listed are preparing for their first sales on Alibaba, one of the largest online trading platforms in the world. 50 manufacturers and trading companies from Kazakhstan underwent comprehensive evaluation by the platform administrators. The local sellers plan to sell meat and grain products online, as well as honey, children's toys, textile and equipment. The gold supplier status allows the sellers to expand their audience reach as well as increase customer engagement and sales.
Бірінші наурыз елімізде тұрып жатқан барлық этнос бір-біріне алғысын жаудыратын күн. Әсіресе қиын-қыстау заманда жер аударылып келген түрлі ұлт өкілдері шыдамдылық танытып, ерекше қонақжайлылығын көрсеткен қазақ жұртына алғыстарын білдіретін мереке. Қазақстанның тұңғыш президенті елбасы Nur-Sultan Назарбаев дәл осы күнді алғыс айту күні деп жайдан-жай жарияламаған еді. Бірінші наурыз 100-ден аса ұлт пен ұлыстың басын бірлік пен татулықта ұстап келе жатқан Қазақстан Халқы Ассамблеясының құрылған күні. Ассамблея төрағасының орынбасары биылғы алғыс айту мерекесінің ерекше тұстарын атап өтті.
Әрбір айтулы күндердің өзінің маңызы болады, ал алғыс айту күнінің өзінің ерекшелігі ол ең бастысы елімізде өмір сүріп жатқан түрлі этностардың өзара бірлігі, ынтымағы, татулығы. Биылғы жылғы алғыс айту күнінің тағы бір ерекшелігі болатыны ол қазақ халқында бізге келген көрнекті ұлт өкілдеріне деген алғысы. Ол қазақшада керемет жазған, қазақ әдебиетіне үлкен еңбек сіңірген Герой Бельгер, неміс жазушының еңбегі. Осы сияқты үлкен тұлғаларға да бізде өз алғысымызды айтуымыз қажет.
Алғыс айту күні ресми түрде биыл 4-ші рет тойланады. Осы уақыт аралығында этнобірлестіктер түрлі қайырымдылық акцияларын ұйымдастыруды дәстүрге айналдырған.
Этномәдени бірлестіктер өзінің этномәдени бірлестіктерде қолдан жасалған заттар болса, және де ұлттық тағамдар, басқа да заттарды алып келіп, осы сатылған ақшалардың бәрісін жинап, бізде ДЦП аурулар, және де онкология ауруларымен ауырып болған біздің балдарымызға, жастарымызға көмек ретінде өздерінің осы ақшаларын жинап береді. Алғыс деген тек қана жүректен болмай, іс-әрекеттен болу керек.
Наша историческая родина нет такого праздника.
Біздің тарихи отанымызда өкінішке орай мұндай мереке жоқ. Дегенмен Қазақстанда бұл мейрамды үлкен масштабта тойлағандықтан, біздің көршілеріміз ол Ресей Федерациясы болсын, ол Қырғызстан не Қытай болсын, олар барлығын естіп, біліп көреді. Біз де өз кезегімізде туған туыстарымызға, достарымызға, серіктестерімізге бізде мұндай мереке тойланатындығын айтамыз.
1 марта это день благодарения.
Айта кетейік, Қазақстан Халқы Ассамблеясының ұйытқы болуымен дәл осы күні еліміздің бірқатар өңірлерінде түрлі мәдени, ақпаратты және сазды бағдарламалар өтеді.
The electronic version of the World of Kazakhs book was presented at the National Academic Library of Kazakhstan. The book contains the works of foreign writers about the Kazakh diaspora, as well as the works of Kazakhs who were repressed in 1937 until 1938 and returned to their historical homeland. The book is also made in a digital format so that it can be learned by anyone worldwide. Recently, the Otandastar Learning Hall was opened in the library. More than 2,000 books collected in the foundation will be digitized based on the technical base of the Kazakh National Electronic Library.
Бұл жұмысты біз жалғастырамыз ары қарай. Бұл жұмыс өз қолдауын табады деген сенімдеміз. Мұнда бір ерекше.
We will continue our work. We hope that we will get support. The main unique feature of our project is that all the books collected in the library were digitized and are available online. This means that anyone who has a phone and internet access can read them. Before implementing this project, we conducted a survey and found out what books our readers would like to read.
Сырттағы бауырларымыздың бұл қажет еткен кітаптары жиналған.
Біздің Қазақстандық ұлттық электрондық кітапханасына
Internet users from more than 100 countries can visit our Kazakh National Electronic Library. The works of our writers who are living abroad were collected and are made available to everyone. The library has a broad range of subjects. Literature, ethnography, and history are among them.
соған өздері қолдары қолжетімді.
Nauryz will be widely celebrated in Kazakhstan. Events dedicated to the day of the spring equinox will start from March 14th and continue until March 22nd this year. Each day of the holiday will have its semantic title. The holiday will begin with Kurisu Day, followed by Shejire, Jailiao, the Intellectual Day, and others. This has been discussed at a briefing at the Central Communications Service during the presentation of the nauryz shapagaty new concept.
Жылда халық бұл мерекені тойлайды.
Every year, people celebrate this holiday on the 21st and 22nd of March. Everything remains the same. These 9-day thematic days are preparation for this great holiday. Each of these days is thematically celebrated among colleagues and family members. Therefore, it does not require large expenses. Each person celebrates this holiday as he or she desires, according to the theme of one of the celebration days.
Ынта ниетіне байланысты бұл мерекені өздері тақырып жағынан ашып береді.
The largest American museum of natural history with more than 120 million exhibits is interested in cooperation with Kazakhstan. Directors of the museum have visited largest museums in Kazakhstan. During the visit, the directors highlighted the huge potential of cultural funds in Kazakhstan. The parties have discussed the strategy of joint work and outlined ways of its implementation.
Where I can see a lot of potential for growth is in joint projects in the field of applying new technologies in the scholarly study and diffusion of knowledge about cultural history. That's where I see a lot of potential with a lot of new techniques that are being used in museums and in scientific research, in archaeology and other fields. And I do think that Kazakhstan has grown very rapidly in this area. The really old fine art museum like the Kassym-Jomart in Almaty, that has a different kind of experience.
Mashkichiri is a traditional Uzbek dish. Chef Bahrom Babahanov said that main ingredients of the dish are meats, onion, mung bean, rice and liquid oil. The most important secret to the making of this dish is to follow the sequence of components. Not everyone can cook delicious mashkichiri. Mashkichiri has a centuries-old history. People used to cook the dish during cold weather because it's very energizing.
Процесс у нас будет длиться около 3–3,5.
This dish should be cooked for 3 or 4 hours. First, it's important to cook the mung bean in a pot for a long time, and only then the rice can be added.
И потом уже закидываем рис.
In Tashkent, mashkichiri is as popular as plov, the Uzbek traditional dish. Uzbeks prefer their traditional food to any European delicacy.
Вот и наше блюдо Mashkichiri готово. Ош болсын.